Tennis Coaches Australia. They're great supporters of the First Serve. Coaches supporting coaches, your voice, your network, stronger together. For all inquiries and membership, head to tenniscoachesaustralia.au. We've got a double whammy tonight. Shane Scrutton, great friend of the programs. Jarrod Tennis out at Eaglemont. He's been coaching a long time, Shane. He's also been a great supporter personally of this show. He's part of the board of TCA. Shane, great to have you back on.
Thank you very much, Brett. Yes, thanks for your support with grassroots tennis especially, and with coaching and all things tennis.
Indeed. And joining us tonight also, this is her debut on the First Serve. We do go back and forth on email quite a bit. Lisa Hartnett, of course, part of Tennis Coaches Australia, high performance coach, club professional coach. Tennis runs through the veins. Lisa, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Brett. Thanks for having us.
Nice to have you on, guys. There's a couple of key items that you wanted to discuss tonight before we talk about TCA and some of the great work going on. And you alerted me, Lisa, going back about 3 weeks ago, there was also an article, I think, in The Age for over 90 years, Mitcham Tennis Club out in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne, a real cornerstone of the local community. Walker Park, for anyone that follows Mitcham Footy Club, right there. Very active club, nearly 150 members, but in real danger, Lisa, of being non-existent going forward. Can you just give us a little bit of the backstory there? But this is not the first club, certainly in that eastern part of Melbourne, that has been under threat for closing.
Well, that's correct, yes. So Whitehall's Council is planning to close Mitcham Tennis Club, a little forecourt venue. We currently have 138 members, plus 150 coaching people, plus, of course, all the teams that come in, schools that play, and Whitehall's Council are sort of saying they've got too many courts and they're happy to remove Mitcham Tennis Club. They have previously closed 5 courts at Nunawading Community Centre, and it's very sad for tennis, very sad.
So where do we sit from when we had a conversation about 3 weeks ago? I know that the councillors, there's plenty of people who are writing to the councillors trying to lobby for this club to remain. What's the circumstance of why they're looking to close it down?
They're doing a draft for the venue, and it is a little bit of an awkward shape. They want to build a bigger gymnasium, and to do that, they want to remove the tennis club. I think they thought we'd be quiet, but we've been very loud and we've created a fair bit of noise, and hopefully they're listening. And all the information's gone in, and we'll see what happens in the next few months. Absolutely.
I mean, Shane, you live and breathe a tennis club on a daily basis as well at beautiful Eaglemont, which I've visited a few times, which is sort of, part of this eastern region. So you understand as much as anyone how important a local tennis club is just for the community.
Oh, absolutely, Brett. I mean, Lisa's been at Mitcham for a very long time. Tennis in the eastern suburbs is very strong. And this is just something that no club, big or small, no one involved in tennis wants to see at the grassroots level. It's not good for the other clubs. It's not good for the association. North Ringwood Tennis Club also will be closing, which will be another 10 courts, lost. So it's just not a good, thing to start. And, once we start closing the smaller clubs, there can be a ripple effect. So, we wanted to get the word out there. We wanted to let people know. And I guess Lisa and myself, our position on the board as well as coaches, trying to grow the sport at the grassroots level. Lisa's doing some fantastic work with girls in tennis at Donvale Tennis Club, which we might talk about shortly. So it's really, and from Tennis Australia's point of view as well, I'm sure they're not particularly happy with this kind of news.
Well, it's an interesting time, isn't it, Lisa, in tennis, because we know that tennis has expanded its wings, if you like, the bigger picture in the last couple of years, paddle coming in, pickle, and lots of talk about the traditional, conventional tennis club and really needing to preserve the traditional game, which people still love playing. We want the next generation to keep playing it forever, whilst the inevitable is embracing these sort of new racket sports, that we don't want to lose these tennis clubs, which are the fabric of so many communities.
Absolutely, and for our juniors going forward, they need things to do, places to play, sport to do. They need the chance to compete, and our Eastern Region tennis is pretty full. We're all struggling for courts, and it's going to be tough for them to find somewhere else to play.
Yep. So where do you think this is going to end up? Can the power of the people get this done, Lisa, do you think?
Well, councils need noise to listen, don't they?
Yep.
So that's what we're trying to do, and shake them up and make every council aware that there will be a fight if they're going to make decisions like this.
Yeah. How many courts at Mitcham?
There are only 5 courts, so It is a little bit of a boutique club, but they're needed, as our bigger clubs are needed.
Yeah.
So all clubs offer something different.
Yep.
And people don't just play at their local club. They vary. People play at many clubs.
Yep. Absolutely.
So,
and Shane was talking about some of the work you've been doing at Donvale. Tell us about that.
Well, we just had a girls competition, Vicky Lee at Doncaster and myself, 25 girls each. We had a big day on Sunday, sponsored by Inner Soul Solutions, and we had 2.5 hours of just tennis, all in a girl environment, all girls safe and secure. We're all a bit concerned that there's not enough girls playing at the younger age group.
Yep.
So it was a great day, and we've got event 2 coming up at Doncaster Tennis Club in May. So initiative between myself and Vicky Lee, all sponsored by Inner Soul Solutions. So we were very lucky. The girls all got a hoodie and tea each, and they loved it.
Yeah, Vicky Lee, I mean, what a great person who's done an enormous amount of work in that female space.
Absolutely.
So how can our listeners tonight, who mightn't even be in your area, Lisa, can they support in some way?
Oh, they can contact Whitehall Council and say, what the hell are you doing?
I'll tell you what we might do. We might put some details further on our website and on our social channels as well if you want to support the cause. We don't want to lose any tennis clubs in Melbourne.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we'll give you a key contact where you can just write a letter of support. The more the merrier, and the more support, hopefully that can put some genuine pressure certainly on council. Guys, just for a couple more minutes, TCA, great supporters of ours. Shane, obviously continuing to evolve as an organisation. Just take us inside 2026 so far.
Yeah, last time I spoke to you, Brett, on the program, we'd just gone national. So we have close to 900 coaches across Australia. We have representatives from every state on the board. We're very determined to advocate for coaches throughout Australia when they're dealing with whatever issues they're dealing with. I've had personally advocated for a couple of coaches this year who've had issues with negotiating with their councils and trying to work through all the different issues that involved in club coaching contracts. So I've been busy with that, we work obviously very closely with Tennis Australia, but we are fully 100% independent. So from that point of view, we can offer that sense of independence to all our members, and that sense of that we can advocate on their behalf if there's any issues. And Wes Horskins, as you know, our president, is doing a fantastic job.
Yep.
And we've got representatives including myself and Lisa, and we have certainly feel that we've made the right decision in going national a couple of years ago, and we feel like we're moving from strength to strength.
I suppose just one last one. The coaching fraternity. I mean, we talk about it on this show. There's obviously going to be some change at Tennis Australia as we await the appointment of a new CEO, tournament director, and how maybe the organisation might sort of reset and be restructured a little bit. How are you sort of viewing just the coaching landscape in general here in Australia? And there's obviously 2 layers to that. There's, the coaching layer who get the kids into the sport who maybe aren't as aspirational, and there's the high performance coaches that are certainly needed for those that want to go on the pathway and try and get as far as they possibly can in this tough but great sport. How are you just at the overall picture of coaching in the country at the moment?
Yes, I mean, I know Pat Cash has been a bit critical of, the coaching pathway. Look, it's a complicated sort of an issue. Certainly, what most coaches would like to see, including Pat, is that you get former players involved in Tennis Australia, involved in coaching development. He has been critical that a lot of them have had business experience, but I think most players would and coaches would think that having coaches involved in the administrative side is a good thing. I think it's a good thing. I think tennis, Australian tennis is it's an exciting time. Tali Gibson's just had an amazing run. Her coach Jarrod Gunn, he's got an interesting player development philosophy. It's a bit more holistic. It's a bit more sort of player centric, which is interesting, and that's had some amazing kind of results. So it's an interesting time for coaching, I think, in general, and I think that more sort of collaborative approach is something that certainly in the future is going to become more popular.
Watch this space. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Shane, for coming on tonight. We'll put some more details up on our website, up on our social channels as well. Mitcham Tennis Club, over 90 years, the cornerstone of that local sporting community. We want it to be preserved. And right now, the Whitehorse Council draft plan for that Walker Park Reserve suggests removing the tennis club, and we're hoping that is not the case. So we'll do our part, guys, and thank you for your great support from Tennis Coaches Australia.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Brett. Thanks again for your ongoing help.
Shane Scrutton and Lisa Hartnett tonight.